Hi everyone, this is a video that I've been wanting to put out for quite some time. I want to talk to you a little bit about microbes. Microbes are viruses, bacteria, fungus, candida. And as we all know, these kind of microbes affect our health. If you have elevated levels of candida, you're not feeling good. If you have an active virus, of course, we're feeling really, really bad. So these viruses really affect us on a physical level, but what most people don't know is how viruses actually affect us on an emotional and spiritual level. Because here's the big secret: microbes have their own consciousness. It is as if there's a living entity within your body. They actually have their own vibration, their own belief systems, their own thought forms, and their own emotions. Really cool information, right? So sometimes people feel a certain emotion and it might actually not even be their own. It might even not be your own emotion. It might actually be a microbe in your body talking. And specific microbes are connected to specific emotions or thought forms. One example is the virus. Viruses are connected to the emotion of unworthiness, I'm not good enough, I can never do this, I don't deserve this, like anything that has to do with our worthiness and our value. Parasites are all about boundaries, having the ability to say no whenever it doesn't feel right and yes when it does feel right, setting really strong verbal and emotional boundaries, not allowing other people to suck us dry energetically or financially, materially. Because that's what parasites actually do in our body, right? They suck us dry, they take out all the nutrients and the good stuff that we're putting in with our food, but also on the energetic level, they're sucking us dry. And when we have parasites in our body, we are actually attracting people who tend to suck us dry, who keep taking without giving back until we feel completely depleted, which is, internal parasite, external parasite, microcosm, macrocosm. So that's what parasites do. Bacteria is all about guilt. If we have a lot of guilt in our body, our bacteria level rises. We're more susceptible to bad bacteria. But also having bad bacteria in our body holds that vibration of shame, of guilt, anything connected to that within our emotional bodies. Funguses are all about procrastination. So if you feel like, or if you keep saying, oh, I'll do that later, not now, I'll do that next month, next year, tomorrow, in about 10 years, I'll do that when my kids are grown up, I'll do that when I don't know, when I'm financially stable. It might actually be the vibration of fungus and candida in your body that is creating that energy of, I'm going to do that later. So we keep believing that we have these belief systems or even emotions that are ours, but it might not even be ours. It might actually be the microbes talking. And I don't know how often I work with a client who has a certain belief system, a certain emotion, and they just, I've done all this belief work, I've done all these affirmations, I've really done, looking the mirror work and telling myself I love you and I'm good enough, and but it's still not changing, or it changes for a while and then it comes back. So what's going on with me? And again, it might not even be your own beliefs. You might have shifted all your own beliefs, or like a lot of them. So something should have changed in your life, but because you still have a microbe in your body which has, again, its own thought form, its own vibration, its own belief system, its own emotion, it might actually be that thought form, that belief system, that energy, that emotion of the microbe, which is still making you feel not good enough or you can't do it. So like I said, you might have shifted all your own belief systems, or most of them, but it's actually the microbe in your body with its own belief system that might make it look like nothing has changed. So it's really important to eliminate the bad microbes. There's good microbes that we have, good bacteria, and we need a specific level of candida for our digestive system to function. But we want to eliminate any and all bad microbes in our body. And I just want to give you another example of how powerful microbes actually show up. I don't know if you've ever done a parasite cleanse. If you have, you might have felt like the first couple of days might have been okay, and then the second and third day you literally felt you're dying, or you wanted to just like slit your wrist or jump over the balcony. You felt really, really emotional, and you really had that vibration of death. Well, again, what is happening when we do a parasite cleanse? We take herbs or whatever it is, and the microbes are dying within our body. And what is happening? They are sending out emotions, thought forms of I am dying. And we actually think, again, it's ours because we don't have that discernment between the microbes' thoughts and our own thoughts. So the microbes sending off these vibrations, these energies, these thought forms, and us not having that, knowing that difference is actually making us believe like we're dying. I don't know how many times I had people call saying, I'm doing this cleanse and I feel like I want to just jump off a bridge, or I feel like I'm dying. And I usually say, are you doing a parasite cleanse? And 99.9% of the time the person says yes. I'm like, it's not even your own thought forms. It's literally the parasites dying in your body, sending out these thoughts. And that's what you're hearing, feeling. Another example, and this is actually a scientific study that was done at the University of Oxford, which is really interesting. There is a parasite called the Toxoplasma gondii. It's also known as the cat parasite. As women, we know about it as, toxoplasmosis, which is something women do not want to get when they're pregnant. And the Toxoplasma gondii actually is a parasite that lives within cats, but it often uses other animals or humans just as a temporary host. And they did this experiment at the University of Oxford where they took this big cage and they put 4 different boxes into that cage. And one contained water, one contained rat urine, one contained rabbit urine. Don't get grossed out. It's rat urine, rabbit urine. And the fourth one, was water, rabbit urine, cat urine. So rabbit, cat, and rat. Okay, I finally got it together. And they put rats into that cage that had been infected with the Toxoplasma gondii, the cat virus, the cat parasite. So now you should think the cat is a natural predator for a rat. So what would a rat naturally do? Run as far away from anything that sounds like cat, smells like cat, feels like cat. But what those rats actually did, instead of going to the water or even to the rat urine, at least you're with your own group of people over there, they actually walked straight into the box with the cat urine. So again, do you think it's the rat that wants to walk into the arms of the enemy? Or is it maybe the parasite that tells the rat, you need to walk over there? Because again, rats are food for cats. So if you have a parasite that is actually feeding on a cat, it wants the cat to be nourished, so it sends the rat right into the cat's mouth. So that's actually, you can read about it on in the medical journals. It's actually online if you read about it. I wrote a blog called The Secret Life of Microbes. I wrote about it on a blog. I put the links over there. But what it actually showed the researchers in Oxford was how parasites are actually controlling the thought forms of their host. So it's really, really interesting how, scientific research is now actually catching up with things that I've been teaching and practicing for many, many years. So just to give you an overview of that, or what I've been finding about microbes. Yes, we need to eliminate microbes on the physical level. We need to do our parasite cleanses. We need to make sure that our candida levels are balanced. We need to make sure that we have enough good bacteria and as little as possible or even no bad bacteria in our body. We want to get rid of viruses on the physical level in order to feel physically healthy. But I totally have come to believe, and I have witnessed it, how important it is to also get rid of the energetic aspect, the thought forms of these microbes. Because, sometimes people do a parasite cleanse, but the thought forms stay. Or the other way around, we want to eliminate these thought forms, we want to eliminate the energies, we want to eliminate the emotions of that parasite or that virus or any other harmful microbe in our body in order to then being able to eliminate them on the physical level. And I actually believe that in order for us to truly and fully awaken, in order for us to really step into our divine power, in order for us to really hear our own our own thought forms, our own divine calling, it's so important to eliminate microbes on the physical level and eliminate the energy on the energetic, on the spiritual level. Because what if we have a microbe talking in our body, right? We hear the voice of the microbe, we cannot hear our own voice. Or we feel guided to do XYZ, which is actually, again, the microbe talking and not our heart telling us what to do. So eliminate microbes, eliminate their belief systems, and you actually have clarity in your body, in your mind, in your heart to really find out who you are, what your calling is, and the steps to get you over there. So I actually believe that in order for us to truly fully awaken, we need to strip ourselves from any kind of harmful microbes that sit in our body. And then also, I see people doing their parasite cleanses, doing their, I don't know, taking their good probiotics, and or even doing things to eliminate viruses in their body, or at least get them dormant, not active anymore. And it works for a certain period of time, but then all of a sudden the virus is back and they're test positive again in a blood test. Or the digestive system only stabilizes for a certain period of time, and then it all flips over again because there's still too much bad bacteria, not enough strong good bacteria in the gut. And what I have come to believe is that if we don't eliminate, if we don't clear the beliefs, the energies and emotions that the virus sent out in the first place, we're actually calling that energy back in. So let's say we're eliminating the bad bacteria, we're doing any kind of cleanse, we're feeding our body good bacteria, but we have not cleared that emotion of shame, of guilt, whatever else is associated with the bacteria being in our body in the first place. It will eventually call it back. The same goes for viruses. We might get the virus dormant and all of a sudden it becomes active again, or we might be finding ways of eliminating the virus, but the belief systems actually stay in the body. And Dr. Candice Perth, who has done a lot of work with HIV clients and has been studied viruses. Unfortunately, she's passed on, but she talks about in her book, The Molecules of Emotions, that she has found that a DNA or RNA strand that was vibrating with the energy of unworthiness actually had the virus dock on and stay there. So it was actually the vibration of unworthiness that was having the virus come into the body and stay there, literally attaching itself to a DNA or an RNA strand. So, and what she has found is once we change the vibration of our DNA, the virus will come in and it will just not attach. And I actually want to share a personal experience. I had that happening where someone I was dating was really super sick with the flu, and he said, I don't want you to come on over, and I don't want you to get sick too. And I'm like, no problem, I can do this because I don't have the beliefs for the viruses to be in my body. And you might have felt that, had that experience yourself where you were around a person who had the flu or a cold or whatever other kind of viral infection, and you just didn't get it. And it's might be that you have a strong immune system, but for me at that moment it was like, I don't have the belief system that is making that virus stay in my body and lets me work on myself before I come over. And I was literally there for 2 days being sneezed upon, and I never ever got the flu because I totally knew that I didn't have the matching vibration for the viruses to stay in my body. And if the viruses got into my body, they would just be flushed out right away. So I'm telling you all this because I want to encourage you to go on that journey. Clear your viruses, clear the belief systems that go with them, clear the belief systems that go with parasites, with the bad bacteria, with the fungus, with the candida, anything that goes with that vibration, that or with the microbes, that actually lowers your own vibration. Because I have found in my own journey and even the journey of people I've worked with, that the moment we clear the vibration of the harmful microbes out of our body, the moment we clear the thought forms, the energy of these microbes out of our body, we actually have, I don't know, this clarity, this space opens up in our system where we just finding the right people, where we're finding our mission, where we're finding our passion, where we're walking our divine path, where we're calling in our divine partner, because we are guided by our own heart, by our own emotions, by our own thought forms, by our divine self. And that divine self actually takes us onto the right path. So I hope that video was informative. Get in touch with me if you have any questions. I'm here to support you, help you clear out these thought forms, clear viruses out of your body. And I hope to see you soon.